All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. It is your host, Neil Blakemore, for the 11th week of About That podcast. With me, as always, is our Trump's top hoe over here, Luis Cruz. In the building, we also have Chili, the new villain, Rob Cunningham. How you doing, Rob?
Good to be here, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad Rob is here.
All right, very good.
So we should get this thing started really quick. So let me share my screen so we can talk about the scores of the week. Okay, so first we have Trump's top hoe, aka Poop Loser, with 93 points versus the Brewery with 135 points. Then we have our guest of this week, Tarnation, with 101 versus Canadian Tiger with 93 points. You have Team Hialeah Mafia losing to Metropolis Sharks, 118 to 87.5. You have the Fancies beating Team Haitian Killer, 143 versus 181. Sorry, versus 81 points. Brady Sponge, we have 136 points from him, and above average Titkas with 96 points. And then you have Team Casal with 51 points and Mata Italia with 128 points. That leads us into the standings. We have Team Haitian Killer, Metropolis Sharks, and the Brewery, all of them with 7 wins and 3 losses. We have the Fancies with 6 wins and 4 losses, and that is the same for Team Hialeah Mafia and Tarnation as well. 6 wins and 4 losses. You have Brady Sponge dead even in 500 with 5 wins and 5 losses. You have Mata Italia, Team Casal with 4 wins and 6 losses. Then you have Trump's top hoe, aka Poop Loser, with 3 wins and 7 losses, and the same for Canadian Tiger, and then above average Ditkas with 2 wins and 8 losses. So let's do the last thing, which is the rankings for the rest of the season. So according to this, Brady Sponge, it's a top one. Then you have above average Ditkas, even though he's only has 2 wins. He's second in the rankings. Then you have Mata Italia, Fancies, Metropolis Sharks at 5. Then Team Hialeah, Team Haitian Killer with 6. Team Hialeah Mafia with 7. Then Tarnation at 8. Brewery at 9. Trump's top hoe, aka Poop Loser, at 10. Canadian Tiger 11, and Team Casa with his amazing 51 points in the last spot. So that's how our league is doing. What do you think, Commissioner?
Yeah, let's real quick talk about those rankings. I think it's appropriate that Casal's on the bottom rung there with the 51 points. Big shout out to Casal for that 51. None of your players scored any double digits, and yet a couple of donuts. That's tough to do, so big props. I think the power rankings they take in consideration your people that are on IR and out, because I dropped from, I think, 2nd or 3rd down to 9, and it's because I had my 1 and 2 running backs out. I have Aaron Jones and Chris Carson still out, so I don't think I'm that bad at 9. I don't think I'm under Rob, but you never know. We'll see this week. What do you think about it, Rob?
I mean, I'm surprised you're not in last place, but it seems completely out of whack to me.
Talk to me next week, and you can answer that question.
It'll be a good weekend, I think. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, nice. Speaking of, you got kind of bailed out being able to play Canadian Tiger. You just barely broke 100 this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. My last 3 weeks have been pretty disappointing. So it's one of the reasons I really felt like I had to make a move. So going out and getting top 12 running back, I think it's gonna help push my team going forward. Especially this week.
Yeah, Cruz and I were mentioning that. That's a good that's a nice trade. Finally, a trade in our league. I think it's good for both parties. I think more on your side, actually. It's nice to have a running back, but you do miss out on that Russell Wilson DK combo if they happen to get a touchdown. But you got your running back, man. So I like the move. Well done.
Yeah, I mean, I was keep playing for the backups, and as the bye weeks are coming into an end, And my spot in the waiver wire is not good enough to, I think, get like a marquee injury if that happens. So I just felt like I had to make a move.
All right.
Yeah, so I was looking at the numbers, and it's funny because Casa just made a point of his 53.3 points.
51.
51.3.
51.
Yeah. So 51.3. And just to sort of give you an idea of Casal's kind of like horrible season so far, I cannot speak too highly of my season, but just to mention Casal, he cannot even claim to have the lowest number of the season. That owner goes to our guest right here with just a difference of 0.2 points, 53.1 last week for Rob, and then 51.3 this week for Casal.
Big props. Congrats, Tarnation. Well done.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, I'm just one win short of your record, and it's going to be tied up this weekend. So, I mean, points are great, and it's a long season, and we'll see what happens at the end.
Yeah, we're going to be tied. That points for is going to be big.
No, it's pretty close. I mean, I'm within 60 points of you over the next 5 weeks.
That is pretty close.
Nothing.
I do agree with Rob. Like I said, it's about how you finish. So I think the likelihood is that you'll make the playoffs, Rob. I think I believe in you,
Yeah.
even though I had you as a pretender a few weeks ago. I think just the way that things are shaping up, you have a good shot of making the playoffs, and then it's just up to whatever happens in the playoffs.
It's definitely going to be close. I think there's like 4 teams that are not going to make it, like pretty clearly, and then so that's 8 left, which surprisingly, Team Casal is kind of still in the mix. It's got a big game this weekend with I think Monica. So like the winner of that is going to have a shot in the loser. That's going to a real tough time, I think.
Yeah, I was just talking about that. I think myself, Danny, and Ricardo. I mean, even according to the the playoff percentage wins, we're like 95% locked to make it.
Yeah.
And because we have 6 teams, like we could just go 1 win and kind of be locked up. So, like you said, that leaves at least 3 teams that are just kind of out of it. Trump's Ho, Canadian Tiger.
No, I'm sorry. Top Ho.
Top Ho. Yeah, you're the top one. So yeah, that leaves you still got 3 spots, so it's definitely doable with our new format. So that's cool. Maybe I'll see you there.
Which I mean,
I want that bye though. Nice. I'm not gonna lie.
The bye would be nice.
Like just making the playoffs is great, but I want that bye because you never know what happens. So
all right.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Well, Chili, since you're joining us here, Mr. Tarnation, we got a couple of questions we'd like to ask your way and see how you
Fire
answer.
away.
Okay. All right, perfect. So as everybody probably knows, we're pretty good friends. That's I'm sure that's how you heard about the league. I don't remember asking you, and I don't remember inviting you in. Do you remember our conversation on how you actually got in the league? Were you hesitant to join, or were you knocking down my door?
No, I remember I was kind of like a shadow manager back then, and you would always like run things by me, like, gosh, who should I play this week? Should I make this trade or not? And I don't know. I think you ended up winning. You ended up winning it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get into this myself. So that's kind of how I remember it happening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes delusions are fun, aren't they?
Yeah. No, I mean, I've always been a football fan. And, I've had my ups and downs over the years. Hadn't won it yet. So we'll see. Maybe this year.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Cruz, you got a question?
Yeah, I guess now that we're so deep into the season, is there one player, Rob, that you had a shot maybe at drafting that you kind of like went over him and you almost got him, he was kind of like in your radar, and then for whatever reason you didn't pick him up, that you're thinking now that, oh, if I only would have had this player?
Well, I mean, obviously Cooper Kupp. I had no idea, but the season he's having and where he went was just an absolute steal. I was really close to getting Lamar Jackson, and who's I think had a pretty good season, even though he's been kind of up and down a little bit. But
up and down.
Russ has gone out, so it's kind of screwed me a little bit. But I almost got Lamar Jackson. I don't know. I never really looked into Kyle Pitts that much. I just was a little bit scared of Atlanta's offense, but I think he's got the potential to be like real special. Yeah. Especially at the tight end spot. I mean, I have a good tight end, but I don't know. I wish I could have picked up Cordell Patterson from the waivers.
Sure.
John Q getting Cordell Patterson off waivers is like what a steal.
Yeah, John Q's Cordell Patterson and Ricardo's Cooper Kupp are probably their biggest steal of the season. Yeah. Both of those.
Yeah, I was the same with Cordell Patterson. Like, he's been in the league so long, he's done nothing. I mean, 2-game anomaly is turned into like an 8-game, so it's like very strange. Next question for you, Rob, is you're kind of chatty this year, right? Like, you get a couple of early wins under your belt, you kind of change your attitude a little bit. What's going on? Are we talking to the new villain? I mean, Ricardo's kind of shut down a little bit, losing 3 straight.
Well, I mean, I think it's healthy to, I think sometimes in the league we've gotten a little bit too friendly. Oh, way to go! Good job! Oh, congratulations! And I like a little bit of a little bit of ribbing is fun for me. So of course, good natured, but I think talking a little good humored trash is
well, the thing that I have to share with you, Rob, is we try to make it good nature and be like positive, just because Neil gets enough abuse at home, so we were trying. That's why the league was a little bit just friendlier, because he gets this
in confidence.
He gets this time.
That's why the trophy is a beer cup.
Yeah,
you need to take the edge off sometimes. I get it.
Oh, do you have one?
Not yet. It's coming.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, I want the NC on there this year. I don't want my team logo. I just want that NC on there. So I'll let you work on that.
Okay. I'll workshop it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cruz, one more question from you, and I'll hit him with one as well.
Well, this may be a long question, but listen to this hypothetical, Rob. I want the league to actually listen to this. Me and the commissioner, we were talking about what would happen if an owner of the league, like a team manager, had the capacity to pick every single available waiver wire that would have the best points that week. So meaning you are sitting there and who's going to score the most points this week that are sitting in the waiver wire. To give you an idea, last week, if you would have done that, the team picking all the right players would have ended up with 170 points. So you are most likely, if you have that ability, you're most likely going to win out the league. It's not a guarantee, but most likely you'll win out. His question was, would we let somebody essentially play? And my answer was like, no, I wouldn't let a person, like, I would maybe let it happen a couple of times, but then I would be like, there's something weird here. I don't know if it's magic. I don't know if this guy is God. I don't know what's going on, but he's definitely something weird. The commissioner is like, no. I will let him play because there's no rule against being too good. And my point was, this guy's not good. He's
clearly
perfect.
Okay,
so would you keep this guy?
You didn't start off the question right. You're acting like we know that he's doing this. We
don't
know that he can.
Fortune teller.
Yeah, we don't know that he can see in the future, guys. Like,
well, I mean, if the guy's picking,
it's just he's winning. So my thing is,
well, not just winning,
kick him out because he's good.
Picking the players from the waiver wire who score the most points. That is like unheard of.
Okay, that's the question.
Yeah, I mean, but there's still a waiver order, so you're not going to be able to get every best player, right? Like somebody is going to pick off of the list. I mean, you're not going to be able to accumulate all those players to get 170 points. You might get one or two of them.
Like there was players that you could pick up that had like a 0.1 projection. Nobody's going to go claim them. So you're claiming people that are just like
what we're talking about, like waivers have run now. So right now there are players on our free agency that are probably going to score 20 or more points this week. And no one's going to pick them up because no one has the capacity of knowing the future. So my point was like, I would kick that person out. Like I would let it happen a couple of times, but then I would be like, hey man, you've ruined the league. You're getting all these points every week. I don't know how you're doing it, but you're just
too good. I mean, I'm surprised you haven't kicked me out.
Nice.
Everybody's
nice.
like a
Your attitude there, Cruz.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not much of a question. That was more like a mad rambling. That
was more of a rant. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess this is what is it? First Take. What's that show on ESPN that just they yell about things? I think that's what we just did.
All of them. Well, I have one more question for you, and then we got to actually give a shout out to before my question is to John Q. He won the prize week this week. He had the most bench points, even though 2 or 3 of our owners could have picked up quarterbacks on their empty bench spots and probably won. So they are really doing their homework. But Hughes gets his $20.
How many points did Q's bench score? I wonder, did he score more points than Casal's starters?
Oh.
Let's take a look here really quick. You can go ahead and ask your question, sir.
Yeah, while he's looking, of the teams that are left, besides yourself, of course, which team do you fear the most? Which team do you think will take it all?
Metropolis Sharks scares me a little bit. With Tyreek Hill, Nick Chubb when he's healthy. He's got Josh Jacobs. And what's his name? Connor right now, since Edmonds is hurt. I think I've got it the right way. So I don't know. His team scares me a lot. John's team also scares me because he's got,
DK?
No. He's what's his name? Mahomes. The Panthers running back. What's his name? Yeah, CMC now. So I think if they all go off, he's going to score a lot of points. They haven't so far, but I don't know.
Fair enough.
The answer is yes. Q's bench score more points than Casa's starters. 70 points.
Well done, Q. Well done. All right. Well, I think that's about it. Rob, you got anything to add to our listeners out here?
No, that's just it's been fun season, and keep the trades going. We have until the 30th, and I think trades make the season more fun instead of just sitting back on your draft day laurels and waiver wire acquisitions. I think even if you mess up and your trade goes wrong, at least you did something. So
yeah, we make it happen. Yeah, I will say that Rob, you're very active on the waiver. I'm sure you're giving a lot of trade offers. Every week you have 3-4 waiver moves. You're picking up different kickers.
I mean, I
don't like your kicker. I gotta get a new kicker.
It's all about the matchups, Neil. It's all about the matchups. You know that.
This kicker ain't gonna do good. I got it.
Yeah, you might want to take a look at one this week. I don't know about yours.
Yeah, number one kicker in the league. I'm gonna get rid of him.
Yeah, he'll get 1 point this week. Don't worry.
Well done, sir. Well done. All right. Anything else to add, Cruz?
Awesome. That's everything from us this week. So thank you guys for listening, and see you next week. Bye.
All right. Bye, guys.
We were talking about how cheap you are, so I forgot.
I told Lewis, I said, it doesn't matter where in the world. If you're cheap, you're going to have bad internet, be it, Korea or United States.
If you want to talk about cheap, I got plenty of stories for our new villain friend, Chili. Just real quick, we go to Five Guys. You get a burger, some fries, and a Coke. Rob gets a burger and some fries, takes the fry cup, washes it out, and then fills it up with soda. So don't talk to me about cheap, my man.
That's just smart.
Okay, that's
it's
smart.
A cup. What are you gonna do with it?
Yeah, that's smart.